Good morning and welcome to Biggie Outdoor Radio. Here in the studio this morning with Biggie and Brandon.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to be here.
Good morning, Brandon. And we'll be on the air here every Sunday morning from 7 to 10 on Sportsfan 100.5 FM out of Wausau, talking about all the latest and greatest outdoor hunting, fishing, mudding, whatever happens to be hot on the news.
That's right. You say latest and greatest. You know, some of it might not be the greatest, but it's going to be entertaining, that's for sure.
That's right. Well, we're definitely going to try to keep it the greatest. And we'll talk about some of the great spots that people can go hunting and fishing. We're going to share some of the great spots that we recommend as Biggie Outfitters, our outfitter service. And we're going to talk about controversial topics. We'll share that with folks. Everything from high fence hunting to baiting, quail hunting. And speaking of quail hunting, you know, I've brought that up at some of the trade show seminars that we gave about quail hunting, and I've had folks look at me and think that that wasn't controversial, but last week they banned quail hunting in Maine.
No way, really?
Yep, they sure did. And it was all on the same arguments as to what almost made it that you could not quail hunt in Wisconsin. And believe it or not, it wouldn't have been banned if it had not been for hunters actually getting on board with trying to ban it. So it was hunters standing up against hunters that made it so that quail hunting became banned in Maine.
You know, and that's what we're about. You know, we're trying to spread the word about getting hunters to band together and not join into those groups and tear all these several different forms of hunting apart. You know, that's a big deal. And,
that's right.
And that's one win for the opposite side that we don't need. And we got to do everything we can to keep that from happening.
Yeah, that's right. That's what our original television show that we started, Biggie Outdoors, Both Sides of the Fence. That's what that was all about. Was trying to get hunters to recognize that they needed to stand together, even if they didn't really want to take part in a certain activity. They should recognize the fact that they needed to stand up for each other because we were a small number as it was, and if we divided ourselves, then we were easy targets for the non-hunters. And just like this particular item, as soon as other hunters jump on board, it's an easy pass for a law against us.
Well, yeah, that's right. You know, and you actually made a pretty good statement there when you said dividing ourselves. You know, if they were able to get that law to pass with our numbers as big as they were before that law passed, now we're even smaller.
That's right.
You know, and some people don't look at that and see that as a huge thing against us, but you keep tearing us down one tier at a time, and you're going to see it's going to get a lot harder for outdoorsmen and women to do the things that we love to do, the things that we believe in, and the things that we've always had the possibilities and the rights to do.
Yeah, that's right. That's one feather in their cap, and the next thing that they'll do is, you know, now they'll move on to the next thing, which could be dog hunting with dogs. And believe it or not, I mean, that's already a topic and a target that they're working on in several states. And that's something that even here in Wisconsin is a big hot spot. I know that a lot of folks, when they think dog hunting, they think that they're targeting bear hunters. They think, oh, that's the guys running bears with dogs. And they need to understand that that's a sport that those folks grow up having a passion for, just like we have a passion for whitetail hunting or duck hunting or anything else. And what you got to understand is the spark is ignited and fueled by the anti-hunters. And they see that we have a little bit of an inner struggle going on amongst ourselves. And so they pick it up and they fan that flame.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then once they get it going, they write the law that says, okay, there's no more pursuing game with dogs. Well, think about that for a minute. What does that mean?
I mean, that's rabbit hunting. It's coyote hunting. You know, down south, a lot of people do, you know, hunting for deer with dogs.
That's right.
And that's a controversial topic in itself as well.
Mm-hmm. Quails, pheasants, ducks.
All kinds of bird hunting. I mean, people use dogs for hunting in a lot of different forms. You know, and you start taking that down and getting rid of dog hunting, and our numbers are going to shrink drastically right there.
Yep, that's right. And it's getting to be bad when you have the hunters that are fighting amongst themselves over something so trivial. And I understand that there needs to be some respect from one hunter to another gained back. That's something that we all need to work on. But passing laws against each other, that's not the answer. What we need to do is we need to say, hey, look, I don't particularly care to run animals with dogs. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm going to support you. I'm not going to let anybody pass laws against you. Just like the guys that run them with dogs are going to say, hey, to me, it's not a sport if I sit over bait. Yeah. Because I like to chase them with the dog. That's a sport to me. And, that goes even down south. There's guys down there that would rather run their deer with dogs and chase them, and that's their sport. They'd rather do that than sit in a stand and hunt the deer.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, for some folks, it's all about the anticipation. When is that deer going to walk out onto the food plot? When is the bear going to come into the bait? When are we going to flush a pheasant? For other folks, it's about the chase with the dogs, or it's about watching the dogs work. I mean, a lot of people don't think about the training and the time and the effort that actually goes into working with these dogs in the field. It's a whole nother sport in itself, but it's an aspect of hunting, and we got to have those numbers.
That's right. And I mean, your eyes were opened up to that a couple of years ago. You actually got to go along with some of these bear hunters with dogs, and prior to that was something that you and I maybe had some mixed feelings about, but you got to go along with them and appreciate what they actually do and see those dogs work.
I'll tell you what, it's a blast. It is great to watch those dogs come from a pup, and work up to, the point where they actually know, what's a hot track for a bear, and, what bear are they actually running, and they're crossing several scents. They'll run these bears, and they're going to cross raccoon, they're going to cross porcupines, they're going to cross all these different scents of animals, deer, you name it. I mean, they're out there in the wild with all these other animals, and them dogs are trained to stay right on the bear that they were dumped on from the gate, and they stay on them. Most of the time, that bear that they end up treeing is the one that they dumped on, and those dogs are trained to be able to know that.
Yeah, hopefully they don't end up with the porcupine.
Yeah, sometimes that happens too, and that's part of the sport. And these hunters are they're very caring for their dogs, and they take care of them. If a dog ends up getting injured, God forbid, they take them to the vet. Some of these hunters are darn near vets themselves, and they take care of a dog that might get injured from getting into it with a porcupine or whatever it may be. They don't just use and abuse these dogs and then put them away in their crate and leave them there. I mean, they're very well cared for. Mm-hmm. They are.
Yeah, there's a lot of misunderstanding from other hunters. They see them come across their land and things like that. And of course, when you're hunting with a dog like that, you can't control where the dog's going to run. The bear hunters do need to respect, property lines and things like that when they are running with dogs, and that I understand. And welcome back to Big E Outdoor Radio. We're here in the studio again, Big E and Brandon, and we're here talking about everything outdoors. Brandon, I just got back from down south. I was down in North Carolina doing some hog hunting, and while I was down there was a little bit of excitement. I didn't hear about it because I was out in the woods.
Yeah, that's right, and I actually noticed it on social media on the internet, and there was some shark attacks down there in North Carolina at Oak Island. Both of them happened the same day, within about an hour of each other. Both of them were young, younger kids, in their teens.
That's very unfortunate,
Yeah.
A lot of folks say that these shark attacks don't happen that much, but whether it's climate change or whether it's just the fact that more people are getting into the water, or who knows, it just seems that you're hearing more and more about shark attacks.
You think about the little things that'll bring them animals in. I mean, they're a predator of the ocean. Just like wolves and bears are to the forest.
Right.
They're in there. They could be in there for any number of reasons. Schools of fish being larger in that area. Turtles.
Schools of people.
Schools of people. There was definitely people at the beach that day, unfortunately, and turtles nesting in that area. Definitely, I heard, noticed some people that were talking about that could be a possibility also.
That there were turtles nesting in the area.
That's, yeah, turtles, schools of fish. I'm not exactly sure what brought these sharks in. I don't think anybody's going to know what.
Do you think they were looking for me?
They could have been looking for you. I think they heard about you, and they're thinking, you know what, Big E is in the state. If there's any chance that he's at the beach,
they were coming for me.
They're coming for you. They knew that you got one of their,
compadres,
ancestors from on the other side of the country. News travels.
I'm sure, even in the ocean.
That's right. That's right. Well, have you ever seen Finding Nemo?
Yeah, I know. They have a unique way.
Word travels fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Especially if you can speak whale. Ooh.
Yeah, they have a way of sending it out there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's unfortunate though that anyone was hurt, and I took a lot of flack from some of these
anti-hunters.
Yeah, that's what we'll call them today.
Yeah, yeah.
Anti-hunters. They always have a lot of pleasant things to say, especially on social media, about these apex predators and how we're not supposed to hunt them. They kind of forget, though, that we're apex predators as well. And everything that they can argue about an apex predator, we can argue about the human race.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because we also have the ultimate need to hunt.
And survive.
And eat other animals. And I know there's a lot of people that preach the vegetarian way. I didn't get to be this big by eating peas and carrots, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is unfortunate, but a shark is another one of them animals that, yeah, they're majestic animals. It's amazing that these creatures exist, just like any other creature.
That's right.
But they need to be controlled, just like the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Just like whitetails and turkeys and anything else, they need to be controlled, or they get out of control.
That's right.
And here's a good example. I mean, I know that they say shark attacks don't really happen all that often, but the fact that they happen.
That's right.
It's unfortunate, and they're saying, these kids lost arms, and they're saying that there could be further injuries. I know that they were, there was talk of them, being in critical condition, and I hope that they're all right now. I mean, I haven't gotten to see many more of the latest updates of it.
Yeah, that's why I don't go swimming in the ocean. I'm not a beach goer. That's why I always wear jeans and boots, because I don't go to the beach. That's
I'll tell you, I'll try and paint a picture for the viewer, or for the listeners, I should say. If you ever seen Big E in a pair of swim trunks out in the water, I mean, it's
something happened.
It's not a real pretty sight.
Somebody drugged. What do you mean it's not a pretty sight?
Well, I'll tell you what, guys like us, we don't go out and lay on the beach and get tan and all that. We'd like to, enjoy a six-pack every now and then.
Yeah,
we're nothing off the cover of GQ, folks. I mean,
yeah, that's right. That's right. We're outdoor guys. We look better in camo.
Yeah, if you see me in the water in the ocean, the land is probably on fire or covered with lava and snakes. Something like that. I don't know.
We're less likely to get attacked by sharks
because we won't go swimming in the ocean. Yeah.
Well, that's because they think we're whales.
Yeah. Oh man.
They just don't attack us. They don't pick fights with us. No, but anyhow, hunting predators is actually something that I prefer to do. Either that or just hunting things other than just deer. Now, we have great places to hunt deer.
Yeah.
All you got to do is check out the Big E Outfitters website, and we've got many places, a couple dozen places that are great to hunt in the world. Yeah,
that's right. Whether you're looking to hunt, deer, elk, predators. I mean, dangerous game is something that people have been getting a lot more and more into lately. And we're getting a lot more destinations that are coming on board with, the Big E operation, that want us to bring hunts their way. They want us to take our friends and our family out there, whether it's Africa or, over into California to go after these sharks. I mean, I can tell you one thing's for sure, that shark hunt that we went on, that was fun. I had a blast. And for those of you that got a chance to see that episode, you can see how much fun we had. And you can see even, some of the cutaways and the outtakes and stuff that we had, there was a lot of controversy even bringing that fish into the dock. People thought it was a great white. It was a mako shark, and it was a big enough one. There was a lot of controversy right off of the bat.
They're hard to tell apart. I saw on Facebook, it was somebody had a 3,500-pound shark that was caught off a beach in Galveston, Texas, and
that's a big shark.
I don't know what kind of shark it was, and it could, I don't know the difference between a bull shark and a. That's why I rely on the guides to tell me what we're going after. But it could have been, it looked like a great white, but you're not supposed to be able to catch them. I don't understand that they would have had a great white up there, but it was a big shark. That's all I know. It was a big shark. So I think that I'm not going swimming off the coast of Galveston anytime soon. That was a big shark. This one looked like Jaws.
Did they let it go?
No, it was dead.
Dead.
Oh yeah, the blood coming out of its mouth. It was dead.
Yeah. Now see, that's one I didn't see. You happened to catch that one while you were on the road, and
that's because I'm up late.
Well,
I was driving. It was like 1:30 in the morning.
So you're driving
and texting
and playing on Facebook.
Yeah,
folks, this is the kind of driver you want to avoid when you're on the road.
Well, you can see me. I'm always swerving from one lane to another.
You've probably called him in before.
Oh. I'm easily spotted.
Yeah. Not always a good thing.
No, well, I was trying to stay awake. I was actually the only guy on the highway.
Well,
I always know when I have to turn as I hear the rumble strips. If I hear them on the right, I move left. If I hear them on the left, I move right.
Well, that's a good way to go. I mean,
I didn't have any animals on the road till I hit Wisconsin. Then I looked up and there was a deer standing right in the middle of the interstate.
Go figure, yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, though, I was down in Georgia and North Carolina, and I was doing some hog hunting.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in the next segment. But, man, you want to talk about some great hunting. And I'm going to Africa here in a couple weeks, and I'll be over there for almost the whole month of July.
You got a pretty busy schedule coming up here. You all over the place. You get around, don't you?
I do get around.
Yeah.
And I also get a lot of places hunting.
Oh, yeah.
But in Africa, I'll be over there while it's hot here. And I don't like the heat. In Africa, it'll be the winter over there.
It's still going to be hot. Just going to tell you.
Well, yeah, but not like it is here. You guys will be sweating. And I'll be over there, and it'll be cooler.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the heat in Wisconsin here, and you can go down there in the Black Mamba territory.
No, it's not Black Mamba time. It's when it's cool over there, the Mambas go into hiding.
Let me tell you something. The temperature that they have over there in their wintertime is warm enough that the snakes are still out in Wisconsin if it's that temperature. So we're just, I'm safe enough here.
Hey, I'm going to find a Black Mamba just for you.
No, that's all right.
I shot a snake last week for you.
I seen that, yeah.
Yes, it bit my boot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how many times did you have to shoot at it?
I did. I wasn't worried about how many times I had to shoot at it. I pulled the pistol out and emptied it, and I almost shot myself in the foot in the process. But
we're on this ongoing argument over who's a better shot. And
when a snake bites your boot, you don't worry about how many. It's not about accuracy.
Oh yeah, I know. I just wanted to bring that up because I know you still insist that you are.
I know I'm a better shot than you. Who taught you to shoot?
Well, you did, but you're losing your touch. And that's okay because that's a thing that comes with age. For some people, not everybody. But maybe with you, I mean, you had your broken neck a couple of years ago. You can't quite get your neck down on the stock of a rifle anymore, quite the same as you used to. I noticed you struggle pulling your bow back. We have that thing turned down to 50 pounds already for you.
Oh, don't even go there. I pull back way more bow than you do. I still pull 70 like it's nothing. I don't think you can even pull 70.
Oh, come on. I'll get the bow out right here and do it. I'll do it. In fact, I think I can hit that spot on the wall over there.
Yeah, here on the radio, you're a regular marksman.
Well, I'll back it up.
You remember we have a TV show, too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have to get some call-ins in here, some guest callers, maybe some of the people that actually have seen us shoot.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, I think you got me missing like maybe once or twice here in the last how many years?
How'd the coyote hunt go in South Dakota?
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, things happen. Every dog has its day. And them coyotes, they definitely had their day while I was shooting at them.
Did you see the footage of that hog I just shot last week at 180 yards?
Well, I mean, you say it was 180 yards.
Can you prove otherwise? I was the only guy there. So, okay, we're going to wrap up this segment. We'll be back after these commercials from our fine sponsors. And I guess that means we're out of time. Stay tuned, Big E Outdoor Radio. We'll be right. And we're back. Welcome back to Big E Outdoors here on Sportsfan 100.5. In the studio, we got Brandon and myself, Big E, your hosts.
We're just getting warmed up.
Just getting warmed up. We're on our first week here. We'll be here every week, Sunday morning, 7 to 10 a.m. You can tune in and find out what's going on in the outdoors, at least what's going on in our minds in the outdoors, and we'll have time for you to call in and get into some debate with us and give us your 2 cents worth. And we are always looking for some good ideas and some good call-ins and some good debate.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
you know, we were just talking about you being distracted on the road and on your phone all the time while you're driving and everything, and you can't even do a simple radio show.
No, I know.
Being buried in your phone.
Somebody's already texting me right now.
You're a popular guy. Yeah.
Well,
anybody who has Big E's phone number, by the way.
Yeah, don't text me when I'm doing the radio show.
Well, it don't matter if you text him or call him because he hardly ever answers. He was on the road here for about a week, and after about the 5th day, I finally got a call back from my own dad.
Yeah, so, but that's because I was in a spot where I had no signal. I was in this swamp.
But he was on Facebook quite a bit.
That's because when I came in at night, I would update the Facebook. I have to do that for the fans.
Yeah. He wouldn't say hi to me, though, or anything like that. But so, I mean, fans, you guys are...
They're definitely first all the time.
Over me. And that's okay.
And that's a good way for you to communicate with us, too, by the way, while we're doing our radio shows. If you got something you want to talk about, you can always Facebook us. We've got a couple of Facebook pages that you can get on. You got the Big E Outfitters, Big E TV.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to be launching a new one, Big E Outdoor Radio.
That's right.
So
give us your feedback. I mean, let us know. I mean, what do you think about the topics, or if you want less of Big E and more of me? I mean, that's cool. Just
I can tell you that ain't going to happen. But you could actually go on there and talk or give us ideas about things that you would like to discuss or like to hear Brandon and I argue and debate about.
I'll tell you what,
you get the old and the new version here.
That's right, yeah. And it don't take much to spark our interest in something, especially me, because I'm pretty sure I got a little bit of ADD going on.
Yeah, well, I know you do.
Lots of pretty colors in here, by the way. I like the way you decorated the place. This
looks nice, doesn't it? Oh, speaking of that, we got to tell our listeners that the Big E Outdoor store that used to be retail store down in the Cedar Creek Mall.
It is now a museum.
It is now a Big E Outdoor Big Game Hunting Museum. That's right. A lot. So let's just call it a Big Game Hunting and Educational Museum.
We're going to call it the Man Cave, the Getaway.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what it is for us. But it's all educational. It's going to be a lot of different big game animals for people to come and learn about, kids to learn about the animals and learn about where they live, what they eat, what eats them besides us.
Yeah.
And their life cycles and where you can hunt them, where you can hunt them with us. Some places, some of these animals are protected. In some areas they're protected. In some areas you can hunt them. And there will be videos here running of us on hunts with these animals. And some of these animals will be donated by taxidermists or by local collectors, people who have big man caves themselves and maybe too many of them in there, and they want to put them on display and let other people enjoy them. And
now, let me tell you something. You can never have too many in your man cave.
No. Well, your wife might say you have too many in the man cave.
And that's, and that's actually how you end up in the doghouse, which is another nickname that I'm going to call this, because you and I seem to end up here at weird hours.
Yeah.
And I think that
I've slept here a few nights.
Well, for a lot of this,
I actually moved in here for a while.
Well, yeah. I mean, I noticed you had a pretty good closet set up over there. I mean, people would probably love to come in there and see what you wear every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing, too. I noticed when you had that makeshift closet set up over there, you have some weird-looking stuff in there. I mean, boots. I mean, do you call those boots? I mean, folks, if you call yourself country and outdoorsy and all that, and you got your cowboy boots and you're proud of it, they're not those little zip-up things that only come up ankle high, are they?
There are none of them in there. I have none of those.
I've seen you wear them. Yeah, they're
Not
nice
anymore.
and shiny too. I mean,
I was the person that bought them for me didn't understand country, and I don't have those anymore, and I don't wear them. So,
well, I mean that's all right. I mean,
let's not go there. Hey, Superman boxers.
Superman boxers, huh? Hey, you know what? We don't need to get into my apparel when I'm out there cutting wood.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Speaking of which, I've got some pictures that I might need to put on Facebook of Big E with a chainsaw standing in a creek.
No, we're not going to share that. No.
Yeah,
Let's get back on the task of talking about the outdoors here.
Yeah. Oh, you were outdoors, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So recently I was up in New Brunswick, Canada, hunting bears, hunting for bear, not hunting bear.
Yeah. You'd have a lot of bug bites if you were hunting bear.
Actually, there weren't any bugs this time. That was the bad thing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You went, when it was still a little bit cooler, and
it was late though. It was third week of May. They should have been out. The bugs should have been out. I didn't have to wear a mask. I didn't have to use a thermocell. There was no bugs, and there were no bears.
But it snowed while you were up there, and that threw them off, right?
It did. It snowed just a little bit, but just enough to say that it snowed, which tells you the weather was too cold. And
global warming. Yeah. Yeah,
I think so. I can't figure that out either. But
El
yeah,
Nino.
Something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there. But there's some things we just don't want to do. But yeah, it was different. It was a women's week. I was up there filming for the outfitter, and he had decided he wanted to have a TV show filmed with all women hunters, and I was in camp with 9 women.
How did that turn out for you?
Oh man,
that had to be interesting.
It was horrible. There was more hormones floating around that camp. I think it was that time of the month for 9 women.
Yeah, and cut. No, anyways,
it was bad. Yeah, and that's not something that. First of all, when you get up in the morning and it's guys hunting and you're putting them on TV, guys throw on their camo hat, they put their camo on, they go out, they hunt.
Well, and that's the thing is too. Guys don't have to really know each other for that long, to get up in the morning, walk around in their boxers, get ready, You can't do that with 9 women in camp. It's just a little weird.
Yeah. And
if you could see the look on his face when he says that, yeah.
The camera guy and I were up there, and Ben wasn't there. Obviously, he didn't go along with me, so I had a different. Randy was my camera guy from North Carolina, and we knew we were in for it when we first arrived. It was just a different setting.
Yeah.
And of course, when they go out, they're worried about what they're going to look like, so they have to have their earrings on and their makeup on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah. And
you know what bears are like to hunt. They can smell everything. They see everything.
Shiny things.
And we hunted a lot of ground blinds. This outfitter likes to hunt from ground blinds, and makeshifts. He brushes in these things. And I was sitting there the one time, and I could smell fruity shampoo.
Why were you wearing fruity shampoo?
It wasn't me.
Sure.
It was this huntress.
Actually, I did notice when you unpacked your bags coming back from that trip, where was the scent-free stuff?
I had it in the bag. It was in the hunting bag. I had all my scent-free stuff, but it didn't matter. I would get scent-free, and you could smell the girls.
The Strawberry Fields shampoo that you unpacked then.
Knock it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I said, did you take a shower before we went hunting? And she said, yeah. And I said, did you use scent-free? She goes, no, I used some kind of flowery, strawberry, fruity stuff that they gave me from. And I said, you shouldn't use that. She said, well, bears like berries.
Bears like berries, yeah. Yeah. Well, at least she thought about it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And I said, well, yeah, you're right. Bears do like berries, but bears can smell, too. Bears can smell very well. So, and all the girls were like that, and they all had blonde hair and real nice blonde hair, and then instead of putting it up in their hats, they got it flowing out of their...
Let it flow.
Let it flow. So
right.
it's like you got this big white flag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we just didn't see very many bears. I don't understand why.
How many bears did you get on that trip? I mean, you had how many different hunters?
Well, some of the women that actually were a little bit more rugged.
Yeah.
That's how I'll describe them.
Mm-hmm.
They got some bears. They got a couple. And then there was the girly girls that came up there from North Carolina area, and they did not fare so well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's with the finger quotes, the girly girls?
They were girly girls. They were feminine girly girls, yeah. They're the ones that actually, they would have, the guys, when they tune into TV, they want to see these blonde girly girls and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
There are certain animals you can hunt with them and certain animals that you can't.
Sharks would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Blind animals.
Okay, that came out completely wrong. I just want to put that out there. Oh, man, I'm in deep.
You know, you have a girly girl, too, that's going to be hunting.
Oh, she's not afraid to go scent free. Put her hair up in a hat, and she has brown hair.
You know the best way to do that? Don't take the girls.
Hunt alone, yeah.
Yeah, just the guys go hunting. But remember we made that rule a while back?
Oh, man, I don't know.
And you know why I'm firing this up right now? Is because I'm hoping that we get some Facebook hits from some female hunters out there, because I want to hear this. I want to hear the hate mail. Come on, ladies, let's hear. I want to see your pictures. I want to see you in camo, and I want to know how you hunt. I want to see these successful hunting pictures from females. Because I know they're out there.
I just want to see you holler at Big E. I mean, that was very bold of you.
I know. I like to tease women anyway. I know there's some very good female hunters out there. By the way, did you know they're making it legal for us to hunt in pink this year?
That's right. Wisconsin is the first state to actually make that possible.
That's right. I can't wait to get my pink jacket.
Yeah, you go ahead and get that pink jacket, buddy. Just because they made it legal to use.
You don't think I'm going to?
I'm not.
That's right. Big E's going to be wearing a pink jacket this year.
I'm just going to keep wearing camo while I sit in the driver's seat of my truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. We're going to have to wrap it up, and we'll be back after these messages from our great sponsors. Big E Outdoors here on SportsFan 100.5. Welcome back to Big E Outdoor Radio here on SportsFan 100.5. Brandon, we were razzing the girls before we went to break.
Oh, it's getting interesting. That's for sure.
It's getting interesting. I can't wait to see our Big E Radio Facebook. That ought to be quite an interesting topic there. Get the gals on there. Ladies, I just want to let you know I am teasing. We do appreciate women in the outdoors, and that is something that we're trying to get more of. We are taking women out and filming them, getting them into the outdoors, and we offer discounts for husband and wife packages on a lot of our hunts, and a lot of our outfitters do the same because it's important, and we always like to keep family units together. But don't think that we're going to stop razzing you, because we will. Because we don't put makeup on and put our earrings in when we go hunting. Well, some guys do, actually. I do know some guys that wear earrings when they go hunting.
Oh.
I'm not going to name any names.
No, we don't want to bring my stepbrother into this.
Or our camera guy.
Yeah, you know what? You did. You had that big old GQ diamond in.
Yeah.
When you were down there hunting in Florida with Big E. I noticed that.
Our camera guy is actually right here in the studio with us. He's our sound guy and our keeping track of our time. Ben.
Yeah, we're starting small. We don't want to overdo it with him.
Yeah.
We got 2 guys in here that suffer from PTSD, and
actually our entire staff is military. Did you think about that?
Oh, I did. I thought about that.
Randy Say, our other camera guy from North Carolina.
That's right.
He's Army. He's disabled as well. We got Ernie, who is ex-military and still works for the U.S. Marshal Service.
He's the pretty
Deputy U.S. Marshal.
Yeah.
He is pretty.
He is. You know.
And that's why he misses a lot of animals, because everything's got to be just right. He reminds me of my brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and I'm not going to say any names because Brad Crook lives right here in Cronenweider. And he's got to be the prettiest hunter I ever knew. He's always got everything just perfect.
Hey, but do you follow him on Facebook? He's getting it done.
Yeah, he does. That guy is a killer. He's a stone cold killer.
That's right, and he's actually been doing some guiding of his own this season. I noticed he got a guy on his first turkey.
Turkeys,
black and chrome.
He got the black and chrome guy on a turkey?
He got the black and chrome guy on a turkey, that is right.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I believe that's right.
Huh, that's interesting.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Brad's pretty good with turkeys. I remember I've been with him, and
he talks turkey pretty good.
He's definitely a turkey. I've hunted with Brad quite a few years. Hunted deer with him, and he's very ethical hunter.
He lives right down the road from me here now, and I was over there shooting the breeze with him the other day, and we were talking about my very first turkey that I ever got was running and gunning.
I was going to say, that's where you got the name, running and gunning.
Running and gunning. The name. Yeah. What are you talking about? That ain't the name. No, hey, none of that. None of that. Don't be throwing out weird nicknames.
You've got nicknames coming out of your ears. I'm telling you.
You give me all these weird nicknames, and I mean, I don't even want to say some of them on the radio.
You
I don't even know if you can say them on the radio.
No, actually, you can't say a lot of them nicknames on the radio.
No. So.
But I was with Brad when he shot his first turkey with a bow.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You were actually with a lot of people when they shot their first turkey, or
a lot of things.
Brawled with their first turkey, or whatever.
Oh yeah, you remember that? Guy shot his turkey and it didn't. And he went in there and it jumped up and started attacking him, and he had to finish it off with a stick. That turkey had the biggest spurs of anything I've ever seen in Wisconsin too, and it was attacking him.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. If you've got any cool hunting stories like that didn't quite end the way that you saw them going, or you thought it was over, and then all of a sudden your game jumps up for round 2 and you weren't quite prepared for it. I mean, that's good stuff to hear about and talk about, and we'd love to bring your story onto the show. I mean, that stuff is what people like to hear.
Yeah, the Tommy Boy stories.
Oh, yeah. Richard. ADD right there.
Don't even go there. Don't even. That's right.
Who's your favorite little rascal? Alfalfa?
Where are you going with that? Now back to the outdoors.
Yeah.
Outdoors.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Focus. Yeah, we're going to actually do some live remotes, too, with this show. We'll be out on, we'll actually go out on the lake, do some ice fishing.
We'll be live and remote. We'll probably be lost. We're lost quite a bit.
And we're going to do some from down at the store. We're going to do some at the trade shows here at Cedar Creek. Mm-hmm. Hey, by the way, we're going to let everybody know that Cedar Creek Mall is under construction as we speak. It is being redone. There are some new stores coming in. The mall itself is getting a facelift.
Can we talk about this yet, or is this supposed to be kind of
No. It's all getting remodeled. It's ready to go there. Yeah. And by September this year, by fall, this place will be looking completely different.
I saw something really cool the other day. Well, actually about a week and a half ago now.
What's that?
They're putting in one of these big stores, and I'm not going to say quite what it is yet, because I know that's not supposed to be.
No, we're not talking about that store.
They're putting in some stores, and I watched a skid steer drive through a bunch of walls over there. I mean, I would love to be the guy in a skid steer that gets to drive through a bunch of walls in a mall. Can you imagine how much fun that is? I mean, guys like you and me.
It was fun until they hit the sprinkler system 3 different times, set off the fire alarm.
Man.
Yeah. It was careless.
I wonder what their neighbors think over there. The stores that are still trying to stay open.
I'm glad they weren't next to me. I don't think the people at the dress barn thought it was too funny.
I don't think you have enough medication to handle a situation like that.
No. My patients would not have allowed that.
But back on task. What were we talking about again?
I don't know. But hey, we want these people to come on down and check out our museum once we get it open here. And our little gift shop that's down here. We got all kinds of unique things. We're going to have a little gator tooth souvenirs and shark teeth and just little things, But the most important thing that we'll have down here is hydrographics. Right. Adrenaline hydrographics. They can come down here. If people don't know what hydrographics is, it's where you can get things dipped in camouflage patterns or lots of different patterns. You got about 1,000 patterns to choose from. You can
carbon fibers, wood grains.
All different kinds of American flag patterns. You can get gun stocks dipped, your deer skulls, your interiors for your cars, anything that we can get in the tank, we can dip. We could dip wedding rings.
Well, that ought to go over well. You're already in the doghouse with a lot of the listeners. And,
what's that? With a lot of my ex-wives or my wedding rings?
You start talking about dipping a fine piece of jewelry. I don't even know if some of your sponsors might want to hear you talking about doing that.
Well,
yeah.
Jim Krzyzak Jewelers has camouflage wedding rings.
Yeah, they do.
So they don't need to dip those. If somebody came in here and they said they wanted a camouflage wedding ring, I would just say, just go to Jim Krzyzak and get one that's already camouflaged. You don't have to worry about it.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah. But we'll dip the first animal that you take your wife hunting for.
The skull. Yes.
The skull.
I don't know how well that would bond to the fur.
Or we'll dip your wife. We could throw her in the tank.
We got a buddy who's got a prosthetic leg, and it might sound like a joke, and it is funny sometimes the way we get going talking about it, but
we could dip his leg while he was sleeping.
We were thinking about dipping his leg, and he said, "You know what? I got a spare," and we're actually waiting for him to actually bring that thing in so we can dip it. We don't know if we want to do some kind of skulls pattern or American flag.
He's actually partners with us anyway. So.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, that's his, part his as well. So
yeah. So we've got.
So Scott, bring that leg in here, man. Come on.
We've got some of these really cool skull hangers and stuff that's made by BDT down in Wisconsin Rapids. BDT Designs. He does all this laser cutting.
A lot of good-looking signs and coat racks.
Yeah, really some really cool things that you can put in your cabin, and we can dip that stuff too. So there's a lot of good reasons to come on down and check out the museum. Mm-hmm. Bring the kids down here and see some cool animals.
Yeah.
So.
Well, enough about the store.
Yeah. Back on our good buddy Brad, the turkey guide.
The turkey slayer.
Turkey slayer.
Yes.
I know he was all over Facebook this year with the turkeys he was killing.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he's
you know what I'm going to do next year? If he's that good, he's going to be, we're taking him with us on the slam, because my slam didn't work out worth a darn this year.
That's because you're a bad shot.
No, I had nothing to do with that. I didn't shoot at anything.
Wait a minute.
What?
Are you sure you didn't shoot at any turkeys in Florida? I mean...
No. I did shoot a turkey. I shot one.
You did?
Yeah, see, down there, you can shoot them with anything. And they said, oh, yeah, you can shoot a turkey with your rifle. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, I'll try that.
Are you sure before you actually admit to this on the radio, you can shoot a turkey with a rifle in Florida?
Yep. They said, oh, yeah, you can shoot it with a rifle. I said, okay, cool. And so I shot one. You can shoot 2 turkeys down there, by the way. So my first turkey was completely deboned.
Oh, man.
And then we decided that was a bad idea. So I have killed an Osceola turkey, but I have nothing to show for it.
I hope Ricky Gervais isn't listening right now.
Well, he eats he eats tofu turkeys anyway. He does.
He don't like the real thing.
No. He doesn't like the real thing. Neither does his wife. Is he married?
You just assume that right now? Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, man. Yeah, I can see it now. We're going to get a letter from the network, and you can't do this, and you can't do this. You definitely can't talk about this. Yeah.
So anyway.
Oh. I don't know if I want to get any deeper into this session.
But I think I want to take Brad with us, and he can be my turkey guide, because if he can call him in, then... But I need him close, Brad, close. Like really close. Just so you know.
Yeah, because he's a bad shot.
No, I'm not a bad shot. I'm the best shot there is. I'm way better than you.
We're going to have a shoot-off.
Well, first of all, you got to get time off of work there, Mr. Cheese.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Radio starts doing good enough for us, you never know.
Yeah, maybe we'll do this on 2 days a week.
Hey, all right, yeah.
All right, well, we'll pick this up after the break. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you right after these commercials.